So hey one and all, welcome back to Netflix Football, another pre-match discussion and PL Weekly episode 10, and it's a highlight that we have reached episode 10 within a matter of months, within a matter of month, because I started this whole YouTube thing a month back, approximately around 14th or 15th of December, and it's so much fun having you guys join and show me the love. And we'll highlight towards the Man United versus Burnley game because it's a top of the table clash, and United have their game in hand, play their game in hand, which was supposed to be played on the first game week. And this is a matter of time that if we can defeat Daish's men, we go top of the league. And to discuss that, we have with us a very favorite friend of mine. He is an Instagram influencer. He's a star. He's Ryan Gosling from India. We'll have him on screen. Joining us is SK, all over from UK. He's an Instagram influencer. So, Mr. SK, let us hear all about your journey.
Hi Neil, a pleasure connecting with you, and I'm so glad that I am sharing the screen with you on your podcast. It's a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Let's talk about how you from became a CA first, then you decided becoming a Instagram influencer. Let's hear the journey about it.
So, Neil, the influencer angle started coming in during the lockdown, and I myself didn't realize that when I started impacting people and I started influencing people in a way, and brands started approaching me. Before that, I had started my modeling, and I got many shoots. I did a couple of ramp walks. I collaborated with many fashion photographers and fashion brands. And it was during the lockdown that, when life went for a toss and all shoots were cancelled, then brands started sending stuff home. And that's when I realized that maybe I have started to become an influencer. And then I started getting messages and comments from people. They were using my codes, my affiliate codes, and they were buying the brands I was endorsing. So gradually started happening. And I simply loved the camera much more than the laptop. So I I didn't pursue my job further. I was working with an American organization, handling their business end because I'm an ACCA. Before that, I've also worked in PricewaterhouseCoopers. So I have been a Big Four employee. I know how the corporate culture is, and it didn't suit me at all. So now I'm doing stuff which I like, stuff which I love. And I'm a big United fan. I'm a United lover. And that's why I'm sharing this screen with you today. On a big night for us, because if we win against Burnley, so we go top of the table after 1 days. 1200 दिन के बाद हम top जा सकते हैं by God's grace if we win tonight. And I'm super excited and looking forward to the match tonight.
Absolutely. So I got your reference from Kunalji. Kunalji is a Liverpool supporter who has also shared the screen with me. And
Right.
last day I was doing a podcast with Avigda, who's the head of operations for Odisha FC. And he also
Kota,
happens to be a mutual friend of ours. And
Kota
from
good.
both of them, I came to know that you are a big George Best fan, and your room is decorated with a one big poster of the great maestro himself. Can we have a look at that?
Okay, so I'll show it's George Best as well as a few United things. Neil, you need to help me. Can I switch the camera here in a podcast anyway?
You can actually go into your settings,
Oh,
and
that,
it should be the camera should be option should be there.
or maybe I'll just try it this way. One sec. Give me a sec. So I have,
You're an Instagram influencer. Do a vlog.
No, I do in the IG live. I can switch the camera, but I wasn't sure about the podcast. Okay, so right here behind me, I have the United crest. So this was from this idea I took from the Old Trafford tunnel, because we had the same crest in the on the where the away team stands at the Old Trafford.
Right.
The 1958 Munich team, which we lost
Mhm.
sadly. The father
Mhm.
of Manchester United, Sir Matt Busby, Sir Alex
Right.
Ferguson, and so this is a typical thing, keep red and win titles. Hopefully,
That's
after many
amazing.
years, yeah. I mean, this is difficult now. That's Cantona over there. That's my favorite George Best, Sir Alex Ferguson, Sir Matt Busby, the United Trinity, if you can see.
Absolutely.
And something very special to me, the 6th February 1958, the day and the time of the crash,
Right.
and then George Best winning the Ballon d'Or. Uh, Another favorite footballer of mine, Duncan Edwards, whom we lost in the Munich crash 15 days after the accident, unfortunately. Man of Steel. The man because of whom I started following United, David Beckham, my hero. A lot of legends over there: Giggs, Cantona, George Best, and one of my favorite quotes from Sir Alex Ferguson: "My greatest challenge is not what's happening at the moment. My greatest challenge was knocking Liverpool right off their fucking perch, and you can print that." So, I mean, that's it. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, like me, I started. If you want to hear my journey, that
Yeah.
there's a Bengali magazine that comes out during every Durga Puja. That it
Okay.
is called Puja Varshiki. That will be well known to our Bengali viewers over here. So I was just flipping. I was around. It was 2004, and I was just flipping through the pages. I was very young at that point of time, 7, 8 years old, and I saw a poster of Thierry Henry and Ruud van
Right.
Nistelrooy. So
Right.
both of them were there between because Arsenal had come off an invincible season, and Ruud van Nistelrooy was there, the best striker, one of the best strikers in the world at that moment of time. And
Yes.
I was perplexed between like, should I go for Henry? Then I started playing FIFA, and they had like Arsenal invincible team was amazing. But what caught me was when United started, when I watched United and Nistelrooy's movement and his finishing and his looks like got me over the line and started
Right.
gradually when Nistelrooy left and Ronaldo came in, I was taken aback. He is an
Yeah.
inspiration. He is a role model. Like in this pandemic, I have been depressed a lot number of times. Even I lost my job. And what kept me going was football and Cristiano Ronaldo's one main ideology in life that even when he won the Ballon d'Or so many number of times and such a great player, he could have retired at the age of 30 when Marca was printing at when he was at Real Madrid that Ronaldo is he finished, but he still got and the caliber of him, a person of his stature. If he has to prove to the world, then who am I have to keep on striving and keep on living. So much of the chit chat, let us do a bit of resource implying in today's podcast. We'll talk
Right.
about a Van de Beek. We'll hear your opinions. Now, SK, tell me, how do you rate the signing of a Van de Beek?
I feel that's a really good signing by us, and unfortunately, he's not getting time. I feel Van de Beek is really good when it comes to one-touch football with that crucial pass, uh,
Mhm.
the final third. Uh, but like we are United. It's people think that if there's a signing, the signing has to play, just like it goes for Pogba, just because he is a world-class signing, or like for a massive record at that time, he is bound to play every match. It is not so. Same happens with Van de Beek. Just because we bought him, it's a good signing, doesn't mean that he need to play every match.
Right.
uh, we being United, I say the biggest football club in the world, has the privilege of having a player of Van de Beek's caliber and class on the bench and in the squad. That does not mean that he necessarily has to play because he is a great player. Everything depends on the managerial tactics. So
Right.
बहुत लोग ये बोलते हैं कि अगर वैन डिबिक जैसा प्लेयर है तो उसको होना चाहिए, बट इट डिपेंड्स लाइक व्हाट हाउ इज द मैनेजर वांटिंग टू प्ले currently. He prefers Pogba. He prefers Pogba over Van de Beek. Of course,
Mhm.
Bruno is a talisman, so he is bound to play. Bruno is not giving a single chance to the manager to get dropped or to get rested in any
Right.
way. So
Right.
the season is long. The business end has started. The matches will come thick and fast, and Van de Beek
Mhm.
is bound to get his chances now. So I don't think that is a problem. I mean, it's kind of a problem that every manager would love to have, having a player like Van de Beek's caliber on the bench in the squad. So I think it is a big blessing in disguise for us.
Now, SK, I had actually done an analysis video, but before that, whoever has joined in, do hit the like and a subscribe button. Thank you for 300 subscribers, by the way. And it would be awesome. Okay, my phone has fallen down. Now, it would be awesome if I hit 400 just before the United Liverpool match. That would be a very much adequate amount of traffic that we need to get in. And I'm sure SK will pitch in and will influence followers so that we can have a gala of a night back then.
Sure,
So,
surely use swipe ups in my story. Surely.
absolutely. So talking about Van de Beek, now I had actually just let me fix my camera.
Sure.
I'm very low budget at this moment of time, so doing things like that way. So
No worries.
Van de Beek made an analysis how Van de Beek is a one-touch player, as you rightly said. Now Van de Beek comes into that category of a Raumdeuter or a space interpreter. Like in his Ajax days, we know that he played a lot of positions, very good. But at the same time, he is at his best when he's playing off the main striker. He gets in those one touches, he creates a lot of chances for the striker, takes away the man. But suddenly in the Premier League, where teams like a Burnley full of low blocks, where a defender, where there are two backs of four strikers running back, suddenly he doesn't find the space. Now, according to me, many of them will disagree that Van de Beek will not drive the ball like a Paul Pogba from midfield, will
Right.
not create chances in tandem like a Bruno, but he is the type of a player. Now, suddenly, last year, it was Andres Pereira and Jesse Lingard of the bench. And suddenly, we have Edinson Cavani, we have Bruno, we have Van de Beek coming on at times when probably someone is probably injured or suspended. We can have a Van de Beek. So,
Right.
absolutely, I agree with you. I agree with you that this has been a signing. But what more I want from you is his performance was an okayish performance versus Watford in the FA Cup. Does that warrant a start for him against crucial Burnley?
He could start for us tonight because of the tight, congested fixtures in this coming month. The business end has started. What I feel, Neil, is that Van de Beek would play well in the Europa League. Coming from a different league, English football is totally different to Dutch. Um, Maybe a case similar to Henrik Mkhitaryan when we signed him from Dortmund. So Mkhitaryan was struggling in the Premier League, but he was really instrumental in our Europa League win because of the different kind of football in Europa and EPL. So I
Right.
feel that League would feature much better in our Europa League sides from February onwards, and he would surely get game time. I mean, that's inevitable, as the season goes on and the players start tiring. The first team starts tiring, so the manager is bound to rotate, especially with a squad like ours. So the game time is inevitable, and I'm sure he's going to feature well in the Europa League. That's what I feel.
Yes, and the other
I wouldn't.
actually the
I
yeah, go
wouldn't
on.
mind as well. I wouldn't mind him starting tonight.
Even though, because this is, even though the Liverpool match is important, but Burnley match is more crucial because we get to go 3 points ahead. And even the Liverpool match, with all the game, it's a derby game, we don't know what the result is, so it's better to have points on the board. So other,
Totally.
anyways, even like a Van de Beek, we have seen how Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has improved Fred. He's a mainstay in the midfield right now. Sold Lukaku and Alexis and did not buy anyone or did not actually get anyone, and actually reaped goals from Marcus Rashford, Anthony Martial, and young Mason Greenwood. So I think the judgment should be well poised in the fact that knows what he is doing. He knows the players he has bought in. Maybe we wanted a Grealish, it was overpriced, and we got a multitasking Van de Beek who can slot in at any position. And
Right.
suddenly, next season, with a buffer season with this, Van de Beek, maybe with Pogba gone, Van de Beek starts featuring prominently and see the best of him. But
Right.
more on that Van de Beek topic, we'll take a few comments.
Right.
Saurabh, thanks for joining in. Thoughts on Sergio Ramos to United rumors? SK. Now, Sergio Ramos has his contract up by the end of the season. He's available for pre-contract negotiations. He's probably going to turn 35 this year, but he's incredibly fit, an incredible leader, goal scorer from defense. Would you have him at United?
I think Sergio Ramos owes a lot to United because he has used United links many times at Real to get his contract. So I think he has a lot to owe to us. And at 35, I would definitely have Ramos in our backline, With Maguire, I think that will be a tremendous partnership. I would love to have him. But at a reasonable salary bill, not something unrealistic just because he's coming from Real and we are Manchester United. So we buy बहुत महंगा वो चीज नहीं होना चाहिए. Something reasonable. I think yes, that will be an amazing signing. Uh, a classic signing like Zlatan at 35. When Zlatan came, people were like, he is 35, and why are we signing a striker of that age? I mean, he just ate away the Premier League. I mean, he was just kicking in goals left, right, and center. So I mean, that marquee signing in a way, Ramos is just one of its kind.
Absolutely. Now, and to talk about the fact that Ramos has youth, I'll go back by the media things and all, because a lot of it is media hype of what we see than what it actually is. But Ramos, the signing of Ramos actually brings back shades of Laurent Blanc, who was signed at a similar age of 35, played for two
Right.
or three odd years, and actually gapped bridge that gap between defense when Juan Sebastian Veron actually came in and Japstam was on his way out. But more
Right.
on an older player with and bring him on the screen right now. It is none other than Edinson Cavani. So
Uh,
Edinson Cavani has completed his ban. But before we talk about Edinson Cavani, do you think, without mentioning the word that he had actually used, because I might get demonetized, do you think
right.
that the ban that was imposed on him was right? Number one, and number two, that the support that the Uruguayan Players Association has shown him, launching a brand and other
A, wi-
beverage companies launching a brand of that same sort,
a wine
which one
bottle.
is justified?
I feel I feel the ban was a bit harsh because we need to take into consideration the intention behind the usage of that word. So
Right.
Edison Cavani used it on one of his dear friends in a loving and affectionate way. It was no way it was in a condescending way or in an abusive way.
Hmm.
Something which is our fault as a club is that we did not give him a cultural training, or like maybe like a basic training about the cultural differences. So that is something United is at fault at. Like a person coming from another country, another league, very alien to this culture and the language and the usage of words. So that is something where United has fallen, hasn't played its part. Cavani was like, I mean, I saw Twitter comments and, like social media comments of comparing Edison's comments with Suarez. I mean, that was totally bizarre to me. I mean, how can you even compare what Cavani said to what Suarez used to say and stuff? So, totally unintentional, a bit harsh. I feel it was harsh. Maybe a one match ban would have been okay, but minimum three and, a bit harsh. But gladly now it's over and Cavani is available for tonight, and I'm hoping that he starts tonight. I love Cavani. I really like him as a striker. Just the kind of the world class striker we need at United.
Right.
Someone who is really good in the air, who is really good at cutbacks, and I hope that we give him a lot of crosses if he plays tonight.
Absolutely, and that majestic number seven that you and I are both a fan of.
Oh
Now,
yeah,
Cavani, when he was signed, he was actually touted as that he's a Finnish striker, but he has come in. Many people argue that Cavani will start, should start, won't start, and Ole, credit to Ole that he has handled him very carefully because he has had his injury issues here and there. But talking about today specifically, we know Sean Dyche parking the bus at the back and launching long balls,
right,
and suddenly that deep block, whenever we have faced a deep block, Cavani has been the man to rescue us. That Everton match, even where Everton was playing on the counter, they had backs of four stacked in between our midfield. Even the match where we came back from behind, the Southampton match, which we won 3-2,
yeah,
all were generated down to Cavani's brilliance and movement on the box. And
right,
with Anthony Martial, with Marcus Rashford and Mason Greenwood, or all are not strikers, they are forwards. And
mm.
Cavani is someone that they can actually learn from. So, SK, your thoughts, and actually, I think definitely will Cavani start tonight, because this is, I personally feel this is much more an important match than the Liverpool one.
Yeah.
So, do you feel that uh, Sean Dyche's men would have some kind of a plan where to contain? It is impossible to actually mark him with the movement he makes. But do you think Sean Dyche's men would have a countermeasure and that would actually allow United's other forwards to come into play?
Surely that much, because he's one of the best in the Premier League as a striker. uh, I think what he best feeds on is the is our crosses and cutbacks. So if uh, you know uh, he is targeted, or there is man marking on Cavani, that certainly leaves space for Rashford or Martial to make that run. You rightly said Cavani is the perfect number 9, though he wears a magical 7, for which I'm glad. I don't see Martial as that striker who's going to score 20, 30 goals every season and give us a good chance to win the league every season. Cavani comes in that bracket. Um, and I'm just really glad that we have this world class striker in our squad and at our disposal. That is the kind of privilege and choice a United should have as a club. As I said before, Cavani just fits in our squad. I mean, that's the privilege and the luxury we need as United. We need as a club, as United. Not was that James coming from the bench, or Lingard coming from the bench to rescue us. No, we need Edison Cavani to start or to finish games.
Right. Absolutely, because a world class we have good teams are often won by world class benches. Like Sir Alex, even the Barcelona side, even the Manchester City side, even I remember Gundogan signed from Borussia Dortmund didn't actually start that many of games, and similarly
Right.
Van de Beek is a similar kind of a player. So what's I don't understand the fuss that is all about, but what I
It,
would be
it's
fussing
all
about is if you don't, yeah, go on.
it's all about a United signing. United, all the media attention because United is actually the biggest football club in the world. People say Real, I don't agree. Real is the most successful football club in the world. The
Right.
number of trophies that they have won, especially the Champions League, I mean, it's beyond imagination. We are just three, and I think they are 15, 16, or 14, something like that in the CL tally.
16.
Yeah, 16. I mean, we are just at number three. So they are way ahead in terms of success. And there is no comparison between us and Real in terms of European football. But United, I feel, is the biggest football club in the world because even when United is not winning trophies, when United is in the slump, it attracts all the media attention. And that is why you get to hear things like Pogba is not playing, Van de Beek is not playing. Why have they signed Cavani? I mean, these comments and these statements you won't find about Manchester City
Absolutely,
or
absolutely. If you remember the media that attention that Greenwood and Phil Foden got, the amount that Greenwood had got, same mistake or same mishap a teenagers commit. Phil Foden hadn't got any of the stick that Greenwood had got. That outlines the media
right.
attention a biggest club in the world actually gets. Now, talking about that fuss, I'm going about that. I would be very, very fussy if you do not hit the subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button. Make sure we get to 325 subscribers at least. We're stuck at 318. 7 subscribers. Bhai, jaldi jaldi kar do. Support your local talents.
Hit the subscribe,
And
like the video, hit the subscribe, and just keep following all the videos on this channel.
thank you so much. So, more about that, but we'll take a comment. We'll take a few comments.
Right.
He says, Hathi chale bazar, kutta bhauke hazar. Great one, sort of that. Okay, Herbert says we can break transfer records and we can attract big players, even being in Europa, namely being Paul Pogba.
So we did that.
Unfortunately,
We,
absolutely,
we got Zlatan, we got Pogba, we got Mkhitaryan, and the fourth signing was
Eric
Pai.
Bai.
Pai. I mean, all great signings without Champions League, all because of the Football Club United and Jose Mourinho as well.
Absolutely. So unfortunately, it is built on Sir Alex's legacy, not on present situation. Yes, Matt Busby's legacy before Sir Matt's legacy before that, Alex's legacy right now. So that is a conundrum that we face because of the stature. But right now, United is in a prolonged rebuild phase. Now, so, and talking about the rebuild, which was almost complete by the signing of Jadon Sancho, which I was heartbroken that it did not complete because he was the ideal number 7. Like I dreamed about him that he's going to come in, and there are tactical reasons as well, which I'll highlight much towards the later part of the show. But we actually got in another winger, another young decent winger by the name of Amad Diallo, who has joined that squad,
Right.
and suddenly United actually feel hopeful that there might just be a right winger again lighting up Old Trafford. SK, your thoughts? I know we haven't seen much of the guy. The few YouTube clips that we have seen is good with the dribbles. He has actually that 1.5 step dribble that Arjen Robben used to have that actually allows him to cut inside or go outside in that same movement, and that actually confuses defenders. So SK, your thoughts on this teenager that we have signed for a hefty price tag?
A very exciting signing, I would say, Neil. Just 18 or 19 years of age, cuts in as well as goes out, very unpredictable, really a lot of pace, which what I've seen from the little video that I've seen on YouTube.
Mhm.
Tremendous balance, the pace with which he runs past defenders. I mean, like an eel, something like George Best used to do. Just like an eel, you would never know which direction he's going to turn into. And, even in those days when the thing was uh, just shoot the ball, not shoot the ball, just cross the defender and outrun the defender, just like, and he used to dribble. I see the similar features. I mean, like just I mean, इसकी एक झलक दिखती है इसके अंदर, in dialogue के अंदर. And I'm just hoping that, like he fits into the squad really well. Still too early days, to comment anything, but very exciting signing. I look forward to seeing him very soon. Hopefully he starts with the under 23s, just like Pelistri did.
Mhm.
And hopefully he's ready very soon. to hit the first team.
Now, the lack of a right winger was very much apparent if in the summer transfer window. Like if we go on to a bit of tactical analysis on this fact. Now I'll show you a screenshot like this one in the Manchester City match that we have had. Let me just if yeah. This is Wan-Bissaka on the ball. Like you were saying that United needs a number 9 where Anthony Martial will not bring you 30 odd goals a season. Well, I agree. Martial isn't a number 9, but he's the best finisher in the club after Edinson Cavani. Now, what Solskjaer tries to play is what I've watched and what I've analyzed in the last 1.5 years he has been in charge, is almost in the 2 years that he's been in charge. That remember the first game against Cardiff, where one touch play, interchanging forward positions, where Lingard started out on the wide, Pogba playing the number 10, Rashford up top, and Martial through the left. But Martial was often up top, Rashford out wide, and now recently he has settled for Martial being barring Edinson Cavani, Martial being up top, Greenwood wide, and Rashford left, or in that support striking role.
Right,
Now
right,
it has been very much shown on media and television that how left-sided United are. Now, if you see this screen, particularly Wan-Bissaka, whenever United have a transition or United want to change the direction of play, the only outlet on the right-hand side is Wan-Bissaka. You see Rashford and Martial almost in the same position.
right,
Probably someone has played the ball and he is marked by the defender. The fullback is over here. The retreating midfielder is over here. Suddenly, Wan-Bissaka is caught out, and you cannot expect even the likes of Trent Alexander-Arnold, or you bloody put Pele over there. He
right,
cannot dribble past three men in that wide position when he has only one way to go and cross the ball for where none of the attackers want to make a run. So what I feel, since I feel Ole is a very smart manager, considering that a typical number 9 is very rare in today's football. You can name
right,
the likes of Erling Haaland, Benzema, and you can just come out with top 5 or top 7 world-class strikers, which used to be abundance in yesteryears. But now it is very rare people who can head the ball, make bullying tackles, and bully the defense. It's very much intricate at this point of time. So
right.
suddenly, if you remember the assist which Aaron Wan-Bissaka got versus Aston Villa, where
Ma-
Marcus Rashford actually dummied and put him through,
right.
here suddenly, now hear me out on this is where it gets interesting. Suddenly, if United have had a right winger, put him in the Rashford position, pick a Jadon Sancho, our favorite Jadon Sancho, in that right wing position. Now he's dribbling, Wan-Bissaka making the overlap, and he's suddenly one-on-one and he makes the cross and he gets the assist. Now, with that, if Rashford is not out wide, he's on the left, Martial is central, Bruno coming in, suddenly the defense is outnumbered. Before I hear your thoughts on this, one more highlight I would want to make. Remember the Rashford shot that Ruben Diaz came and cleared in the semi-final match? Remember that, SK?
Kind of. I mean, rings a bell, but I'm not really sure if I remember that.
Actually, Rashford was moving in. He cut in and he shot. What happened was you put a right winger there of Jadon Sancho again.
Right,
Suddenly, Ruben Diaz cannot leave his man because Rashford and Martial are lurking inside the box. So, do
right,
you
right.
think, with respect to the fact of Amad Diallo coming in, where he knows how to face, let's face it, Dan James and Mason Greenwood doesn't know how to use a fullback. Amad
Right.
Diallo, who does, a Jadon Sancho, who does, suddenly coming in, SK, do you think Wan-Bissaka or United's wing play with the fullbacks will improve?
Surely it will, Neil, I feel. Um, with Sancho on the right
Mhm.
or Dallo on the right, that gives, I mean, we get proper crosses in the box. Well, I feel whenever every time Van Bissaka goes forward, he doesn't have the confidence to put in a cross. He would just cross to 1 or 2 out of 5 times. Other times he would just do a pass to the man on the left, on his left, and that makes the position for a cross really difficult. The angle to score from that angle, the chances to score from that angle, they get minimal because of the angle of the ball coming into the box. So if we have
Right.
a Sancho or a Diala on the right, we get better crosses in the box, and that brings Cavani's and Pogba's and okay, Bruno is not that tall, but of course the likes of Pogba and especially Cavani into play for headers. I feel that we at times we are not we don't have a target man. We have been missing out on a target man in the box for a long time. With Cavani, we get that target man, and when we have that target man, we have to put in process the way Ashley Young used to put it for Fellaini. The same with Teles, the same with Teles from the left, and I feel Diallo from the right should be feeding in crosses to Cavani in the box. So
Right.
our running game, as you said, would rightly said, would surely get strengthened with Diallo signing or your dream signing Sancho. Definitely, of course, yes.
Okay, we'll take a few comments. Okay, Herbert says we can do without a right wing, but we need a CDM and a PCCB ASAP. SK, your thoughts on that?
A pacey centre back.
Right.
I mean, yeah, Ramos could be the one. I mean, I would love to have Ramos there. And yes, we have been leaking goals. We have been good scoring goals, especially on the road this season. But because of
Mhm.
our leaky defense, we have been dropping points. And if our defense gets sorted, especially our CDM and the centre back. So I mean,
Right.
our defenses are no longer leak. So we get stronger contenders for the coming season. Neil, one thing I would like to discuss here is that uh, this United side does not look like a title contender for an EPL season, but we definitely are title contenders for this particular season because of the way the teams have been dropping points. So even if we win the title this season or we come second or third, but next season is going to be different because next season Tottenham, Spurs or City, Liverpool or Chelsea might not be dropping points, so we wouldn't be this competitive. So we need
Right.
to have much stronger defense. We were really good in season 17-18 under Mourinho, but City outplayed us.
Right.
It's just what's happening in the current league. This league, everyone is dropping points. Everyone is very edgy. So we have to take the best advantage of the season and try to compete and win. But next season can be totally different. So we definitely need much better. I mean, a much stronger defense line, uh, and a pacey centre back. Who can bring the ball forward. What Pogba does in the midfield. So a similar player in our defense line pushing the ball forward.
Even a
By
Daya Upamecano,
sorry,
who plays even a Daya Upamecano who plays for Leipzig. He's in the French national team, and
right.
he has similar qualities, and we have been linked with him. Maybe Ramos is a rumor here and there because all the big names come linked with Manchester United, but maybe a Daya Upamecano would suffice. Okay, we'll take another question, another comment actually. Spending 120 on Sancho is absolute madness. For that money, we should be getting a Ballon d'Or elect rather plug other important positions. I agree with you, Herbert, but Sancho, the price would definitely be going down next season because his contract is just 2 more years remaining and he's not performing that well. He's clearly unsettled. Watzke, the CEO, is coming out and saying Sancho this, Sancho that, United this, which only adds to the fact how big of a club United is. But I think that transfer is actually inevitable. Okay, here's an interesting one. Martial has scored in each of his last three Premier League matches against Burnley at Turf Moor. So Cavani or Martial, who should start tonight? SK?
I would go for Cavani because he is fresh. He has been training well all this while. 3-match ban makes him totally fresh for this war, and I think he would be roaring to go out, especially being banned for 3 matches for something which wasn't intentional at all. Cavani is a tiger. I mean, he would be just roaring to go out, and I think we should unleash Cavani tonight.
Absolutely. He is a lion. He's a lion in front of that goal. So we're talking about a target man. Okay. We had a target man in Ibra and Lukaku. Yeah, the football, Nair Bhav, I'll discuss with you later, but don't come ramming in with your tactical stuff. And this is just a healthy
No,
discussion.
he mentioned
Yeah,
Ibra.
go on.
I Zlatan fan.
Hmm.
I a lot. Zlatan was, I mean, like an amazing target man. He used to hold the ball so well. And even when we were defending, so he used to be in the box defending, like clearing headers from off corners and all. Cavani, in a way, reminds me of Zlatan. He's
That
another,
impact signing.
yes, a marquee signing, impact signing, that mid 30s where people are critical and, they are throwing weird comments at the club. And players like them, they just totally prove, they just eat away all the critics. Cavani reminds me of Zlatan a lot.
Absolutely. So, okay, those of you who are watching, do drop a like and a subscribe. Let's get to 325 for this before the match starts. Your target is out there. Fatafat se dal do. Okay, actually, Obhikta has joined us. Ovikda says, first of all, Ovikda, welcome back to the channel. Please ask Sushant where he has gained his technical knowledge from. What's going on in here, SK?
So Avik is a very good friend of mine, and his technical knowledge about football is like, I mean, top notch. And we have been discussing football a bit in the past few months. We are in contact a lot because we have been working together. So yeah, I get to learn a lot from Avik, who sees football from a much closer angle because of the field that he is in. So I think a lot of credit, brother, over there.
He has, like the last podcast I did, even I am a huge fan of tactical analysis and stuff. I live by that stuff. Like cutting through matches is what I breathe, and I understand this space was there, this half space was open, this could have been closed down, this man should have. But Obigda was actually very much influential in me looking at the game from a very different angle, and that was so amazing. Like if you getting to learn from someone who sees that every day in training, who trains that, who sits with the video analysis, it's just heaven for me. Let's hope we can come in for the Liverpool match with you. We'll have a big one. We'll have, for those who are watching the Liverpool match, pre-match podcast would be a huge one. We'll start 2 hours earlier and we'll get everyone possible in one by one with the reserved time slots. So if you want to be in that podcast, there are links to my DM in the description of the channel. Do drop a message there and I'll book you a time slot. Okay, Herbert says that there's just 7 minutes to actually the line, the kickoff, not the kickoff, the
Line.
lineup. So I'll bring that up when it comes out. So we need to win this league, win this game by hook or by crook. Liverpool have a week break before they play us. Absolutely. So SK, I would want to ask you one thing: is that Maguire is on actually 4 yellow cards, and if he gets another one this game, he's out for the Liverpool match. Would you risk him, or Maguire has actually got 4 yellow cards in 16 games. He's a leader. He should know better. But tactically, we know how Sean Dyche's team have burly tall center forwards who will push and bash, and you need to wrestle with them. And even though you put in Maguire and you actually play a back three like the one with PSG, where Shaw, Lindelof, or Shaw by your Tuanzebe plays countering off that pacey front three, what would be
Right.
your pick for today?
I would trust Maguire to get through this match with a clean sheet and without any booking. That's I think that is the option I would go for. Also, I would want Maguire to be a bit better with his headers. He gets into the position so very well in corners. He heads the ball every time, but it's off target. 4 out of 5 times it's off target. So I think he should be scoring much more goals, many more goals, uh, and like heading the ball on target. I would go with Maguire. I would trust him and play him in this a very important match against Burnley.
And actually, we need that physicality. Even I would prefer an Eric Bailly over a Lindelof in this match, because we know how Sean Dyche's team lines up, their tactical fouls, their pressing against, their hoovering around the goalkeepers and creating madness. It's
Right.
something that is very difficult. Okay, we'll
But
take another Yeah, go on.
Bai is doing fine. I think what I heard in Ole's press conference. So I think
Mhm.
he's a very good night. In a few moments, we'll get to know if he's in the play. If
He
he's
is available tonight, but I would personally feel that we rest Ba. We actually start. I would want to not rest Bai, because this is much more of a crucial match and his physicality is needed. Suppose if he stays fit, that's a bonus, definitely. Okay, Abhigda has come up with a stat. Okay, stat bomb. Burnley have scored in their last 5 home matches. It's even though we have been leaking goals, SK, that there's this united swagger, isn't there, that even though we concede goals, we are
yeah.
still going in for the kill and coming in from behind. So if you're experienced watching the Sir Alex Ferguson matches, the Fergie times, just share a highlight of like what your favorite comeback was, except the 1999 one. I won't take that 1999 one because it's everyone's favorite. Other than that,
So one of my favorite comebacks was the 5-2 against Tottenham, 2009-10.
right, Ronaldo 2, Rooney 2, and Berbatov probably 1.
Yeah. Also, the Manchester Derby 2009-10 when Owen scored the final stoppage time winner.
Wow, that was an epic match, guy. Oh
Yeah.
my God. Guys, for those who were listening,
Yes.
2009-10 was a very crucial season because Cristiano Ronaldo, Ballon d'Or winner, had just left us and we had replaced him with an Owen number 7 Owen, and we had reservations. And similarly, that like these are classy strikers. The Giggs laid off the ball and he took it on his left foot, one touch and one swerving finish. That's the class of a world class striker. Okay,
That in a way
yeah, go on.
it looks the perfect scripted match. Ferdinand trying that chip clearance, and City scoring, and then like the match is totally gone. It's a boring draw, and then we win.
It's far of a testament of how far City have come in such a short space of time with their unlimited investments and unlimited. Even this Pep Guardiola, anything is not limited for him. Would you think that even if just we are just about to give the lineup, but in between that time, let's hear your opinion on this fact that if given if you give Ole Gunnar Solskjaer time, even the likes of Klopp or the likes of Guardiola didn't become what they were in 1 year or 2 year. And even though he has an experience, people say that he got Cardiff relegated, but testament to the mental strength of that manager that he has balls to take on the club who is 19th and who is not looking good. Got relegated, fine, but he's whatever progress I have seen since he has taken on, it's been only on the up. Even very honestly, the Pogba situation. When Jose Mourinho was there, Pogba wanted to leave. It was heavily media televised, and all hell broke loose. Either it was Pogba going out or Mourinho going out. Even now, Pogba wants to leave, but we see Pogba performing, play maybe the audition or not, I don't care. But there's a smile on his face. They are communicating, and the dressing room is intact. Do you think that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer would actually be the man to lead United into the promised land?
I surely believe that, Neil. I have a lot of faith in Ole. A very touching thing you just said, Ole taking us to the promised land. I think that is scripted. That is the perfect headlines, from 1999 to 2021, Ole
Right.
taking us to the promised land. Uh, I think that in today's dynamic world, we as fans, we get very fickle-minded at times. Two losses on the trot, and the word sack starts coming into play. We start looking to alternatives. Pochettino is available. He might not be available 2 months down the line, or a couple of or a quarter down the line.
Actually, he has signed with PSG.
Yeah. But I mean, the moment we were knocked out of the Champions League, again the
Right.
words started coming in, and they were like, "How long will Pochettino wait for United? We should act." So I was certainly not in that boat. I have a lot of faith in Ole, and I think that if we give a manager a contract, then we need to give him time as well to work towards the project.
Right.
So yeah, as
Your
your question,
camera is actually freezed. If you just check.
just let me know if I'm fine right now.
Better. Probably
Right.
some notification popped up or something.
I guess. So
It's still lagging a bit.
maybe the lineup.
Okay, let me just check. Lineup is almost out. Let me see if hopefully one football does not betray me this time. Because last time the FA Cup match, one football gave me the lineup at around 30 minutes before kickoff, and I don't know what
Okay.
happened.
Okay.
Uh, Still no lineups by one football. If you can just read out the lineup if you have it on, or else I'll search
One.
from Twitter.
I'll just check the United app.
Sure.
Not
Okay,
open.
I've got the lineup. I've got the lineup. I'm just sharing it from Twitter.
Yet.
SK, you can come back.
Okay.
Okay, this is the
Yeah.
lineup. This is the lineup where De Gea starts. Bailly starts. Maguire captaining the side. Pogba, Cavani, Martial, Rashford, Bruno, Shaw, Wan-Bissaka, Matic. And very rightly, Fred and McTominay have been saved for Liverpool because we need that high impetus pressing. And Matic has had a stellar run of games. Okay, you're still not back. Your screen. Okay, you're
Right.
back right now. So this is a very formidable team. And okay, that lineup is gone because of Twitter refreshing. So I'll come back to us because this is a very good lineup. Actually, okay, he has disconnected. Come back. Okay, SK is back. Okay, the lineups are out in your one football. I'll just bring them up on screen right now.
Some connection
Okay.
problem, I guess, Neil. Are we there?
Yeah, we are there. So this is the Burnley lineup, but before that, we'll just have a peek at the United one. De Gea, Luke Shaw, Maguire, Bailly, Wan-Bissaka, Pogba, Matic, Martial, Bruno, Rashford, and Cavani. Pretty much expected a very, very strong lineup with Pogba and Matic adding up to the height factor that might be instrumental in us defeating Burnley because they have a lot of height. Now, going with this Burnley lineup, we know that Barnes and Chris Wood are going to be a very problematic to deal with our defense, and hope buy and they cover up with that. With that, Nick Pope, FPL managers' dream Nick Pope starts, and I don't know, SK, if you have noticed that every goalkeeper we bloody go against turn into Lev Yashin and have the games of their lives against United and bring out saves like for fun. The Leipzig match, the Sevilla match had their goalkeeper saving 5 shots in a matter of around 1 minute or 2 minutes. So I'll take your thoughts on the United lineup, SK. What do you think?
Neil, I totally lost you, but now I can hear you. I just couldn't hear you what you were saying before, but last thing what I heard was the thoughts on the lineup.
Right.
Okay. Can you read out the names, please? Because I was totally, I didn't hear at all. I didn't hear you at all.
Okay, De Gea starts on goal.
Right.
Wan-Bissaka, Eric Bailly, Harry Maguire, Luke Shaw, Paul Pogba and Matic covering up the midfield. Martial, Bruno, and Rashford on the attack with Cavani up top. What do you think of this lineup?
We have Matic and Pogba in the midfield, right?
Right,
Pogba, Bruno playing number 10,
right.
and we have Martial on the left and Rashford on the right
Rashford on the right,
with Cavani.
right.
Uh, I like the lineup. I'm really happy that we have Bai along
Mhm.
with Maguire. I just would have gone for Teles instead of Luke Shaw so that he can feed Cavani. Uh, Matic has had a decent run, so I'm glad he is there. Pogba gives us Pogba has been in okay. He's been in okayish form, but
Mhm.
I wonder why we are not going with Fred and McTominay. One of the either should have been in this game because this is as important a game as Liverpool. Uh, I
If
fail
I
to understand.
actually tell you the reason why Fred and McTominay was dropped, because Pogba doesn't actually fit in with a McTominay or a Fred, he goes in better with a Matic. And suddenly Matic has had his rest, and we need Scott McTominay and Fred in their freshest of form to chase down the Liverpool midfield because or else they'll run ragged. And suddenly a Burnley who will sit back, Matic and Pogba with their height and with their abilities on the ball, I think it is a much better suited game for Matic and Pogba to play and actually to rest Scott and Fred. What do you think, SK?
I think you're right, Neil. I also hope that you're right because
Mhm.
this game is I think it's even more important than the Liverpool game.
Right.
Gives us a chance to go 3 points ahead of Liverpool, and that means that we can dictate the game of play in the next match. We could even go even for a
True.
draw. So I think winning tonight is really important, and yeah, hopefully, I mean this lineup works for us tonight.
Now, going on to the Burnley lineup, they go with their classic Sean Dyche 4-4-2 masterclass. What worries me is the height of James Tarkowski and Ben Mee, who are both tall centre backs. And SK, you have seen United's weakness on defending set pieces. It has improved a bit in the recent matches, but Burnley, who get their fair share of points, who are also in the bottom half of the table, they're 16th on the table as we speak. Do you think that this might be again a repeat of what Southampton did through their set pieces and corners, especially with Ben Mee and Tarkowski, they're two of the tallest centre backs in the Premier League attacking the ball from in our own box?
Hopefully, it's hopefully it shouldn't be a repeat of Southampton because. That was too tense a match to even watch. We cannot afford to go 2 goals behind and then expect Cavani to do a Cavani again with a brace towards the end. Burnley is 16th in the table, but I think they have had a decent run in the past, losing just once in the last 6 matches, drawing two and sorry, yeah, losing just once in the last 6 matches. So I think they're on a decent run, and I really hope that we defend our set pieces well tonight with Maguire and Bai, and we don't concede the early goal. Our
Right.
tradition on the road has been that we give away the early goal and then we do a comeback. It's something really nice that we have been doing, but I don't think we should be continuing with this record and this tradition on the in the away games.
Now, Herbert has an interesting statistic that City smashed Burnley 5-0 for three consecutive seasons. Like, we were joking that Burnley is the match where they'll get back their goal difference and keep the ball, and we will win it easy. Don't need to worry about height. Now, Herbert, as many of a times as I have loved to say this, but the way City manipulate the ball and play the passes and play the half spaces into their players, United are far, far away from that. But on a good day, United is as exciting to watch as most. But I think this should be a routine game, but you never know with United at this point of time. We contradict ourselves in matches where it seems that it should be easy to win on paper, but it comes down to a fact where it is a matter of chance and we do things the hard way. Even SK, if you remember the Leicester match, we came back. Even the Wolves match, it was a grind. The Aston Villa match was a grind. Do you think that even if this match is a grind, would it be worth it? Winning even a 1-0 or a 2-1 at the end of 90 minutes and staring at the top of the league, 3 points being clear of Liverpool?
Anything that gives us 3 points tonight is going to be totally worth it. Whether it's a dominating 3-0 comprehensive victory or a 2-1, like a very tight win, anything that gives us three points tonight is going to be totally worth it. Taking us to
Truly,
the
because
summit 1200 odd days, totally worth it.
and being on there till the Liverpool match, and as you very rightly said, that we can actually dictate the terms of the match and go in full kamikaze defense. And hopefully, because Liverpool have no defense at that point of time, and we can actually go in for the kill. But we'll discuss about Liverpool in that Liverpool podcast. But just before we go up to the predictions mark, I would like you all to leave a like and hit the subscribe button as soon as possible. 325 is the target, and I hope that you guys. Okay, I dropped my phone as usual. This has been a feature in my podcast. Either I drop my phone or whoever is watching loses their electricity. It's a
If
curse. And
if that gets United to win the match, then that's a good shagun, and that should keep happening. Don't worry.
that happened in everyone. That happened in everyone. And I hope this keeps on the tradition. Okay, we'll take the predictions. I'll take the
Right.
predictions from a few comments first. But before that, let me just change. Okay, we are on. Okay. Okay, not this one. Just a sec. Just a sec. Let me adjust. Okay, predictions from comments, but before that, SK, your predictions for the match
I say 2-0 to United with Cavani and Rashford scoring.
and two assists being two.
Bruno and Pogba.
Ideal Manchester United win. Like if that happens, a lot of United fans will be very much over their heads. Okay, I would like all of you to go on the comment only. Okay, the only downside of the lineup is playing in that, probably that was a zebra emoji that didn't come up. Kit Herbert,
I,
sorry, SK, you're a fashion. You have a sense of fashion. What
right.
is your call on the United third kit? Like I don't understand. I actually like it.
Okay. No, I kind of don't like it. Um, इतना मजा नहीं है उसके अंदर. Our third kits usually have been good. मेरे पास जितनी kits हैं, jerseys हैं, red मैंने last 2016 season में लिया होगा. उसके बाद मैंने सारी away kit या third kit लिए हैं. But I think this season could have done much better than this zebra type. थोड़ा अजीब सा है ये. I don't like it much.
I like it's like I don't like it, but it's okay. So okay, 2-0 United, Bruno and Martial.
Neil, if the
Yeah, go
away
on.
if the third kit tonight makes Pogba feel that he's playing for Juventus and he plays really well, so I'll take that.
So we'll need a pillow. Hopefully, Matic does a pillow, but he has been good playing in the deep lying playmaker role, and we hope. Okay, Herbert says 2-0 to United, Bruno and Martial. That would be swell. And Saurabh says United 3-0 Burnley. Actually, it's an away match to all of you listening, to all of you knowing that. SK, do you
Yeah.
think that you go on with this? You'll go on with this power of scores, or do you think Burnley can actually have a say in this match?
Burnley can definitely have a say, but I'm still hoping for a clean sheet. That's why I went for a 2-0. I hope that we don't concede early in this away game for a change. We score the first goal and then the winner as well, the second as well.
Abs- Absolutely. So
But
we'll
they,
pretty
but Burnley
much.
should have a say. It's not going to be a walk in the park. No way. It's not going to be a walk in the park.
It will be difficult because Sean Dyche's men are generally very difficult.
Yeah.
So we'll keep this discussion to this extent. We'll have 45 minutes of a break before this match starts. I'll actually leave SK because I'm very much happy. I actually got in contact with him and he agreed right away. I'll give his link of his Instagram profile in the description. So make sure to visit his channel. He's an influencer and he's very friendly and approachable, not like the other influencers where you have to wait around 365 odd days to get even a scene from them. But this guy is genuine quality. He has immense fashion sense and he's probably the Ryan Gosling of India. He's smiling and he's shining right now. So
Thank
SK,
you.
thank you so much for joining on such short notice. We'll be expecting you on the Liverpool game, won't we?
Oh, that would be amazing. Why not, Neil? I would love to be a part of your show again. Thank you.
Absolutely, it's absolutely a compliment that people of your stature, Abhigda coming in, you coming in, and I'm actually elated that what started as a dream too far away, is actually started becoming on its path. And I hope that even if I aim for the stars, I certainly would love to land on the moon. And with that, all that chit chat, I'll keep the chit chat to a minimum. Have your rest. Let's have a good post match discussion tomorrow if possible. Let's see if I can make a video. SK, thank you for joining in.
My pleasure,
Pleasure
Neil.
to host you.
This was my first podcast ever, and I totally enjoyed it in great company of you and all our beautiful friends out there. I wish United all the best. I wish Burnley well as well. I wish Burnley luck as well. But I hope and I pray that we win tonight and we just head to the summit. And
Absolutely. So, okay, SK, thank you for joining us. We'll bid goodbye to now. So, okay, bye bye
thank
for now. We'll meet you soon in the Liverpool match.
glory, glory, Man United, bro. Bye bye.
Glory, glory, Man United. Chalo, that was most of it. I thank SK for joining in on such short notice. For those of you who are watching still now, subscribe would be amazing. Like the video, help share this with your friends. Let me reach 325 subscribers by the end of this today's match. And the love you have shown me has been amazing. It has been a privilege to be in front of you talking and people actually waiting that Neil, when are you going to come online? And that has given me a driving force with the depression and chronic depression that I've been in. Football has kept me sane, and Netflix football is a brainchild of mine. Let's see, I stream PES games as well. So if you love that content, do join in. With that, I'll keep it to this extent. See you soon. Liverpool match will be a big part of this channel, and I hope I get to see all of you in Sunday. Till then, this is your boy Neil for Netflix Football. Bye bye for now.